buyer personas and audience marketing. For those of you who have not heard what buyer personas are and audience marketing is, basically it's the idea of marketing and advertising to specific groups of people through banner ads, and they're starting to do it from search engines right now. For example, if you're selling a product, let's say you're selling a green product, an environmental friendly product. You want to target people who have been on green websites and pro environmental websites, and you're starting to Google and the search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, Facebook. There are other platforms that are doing the same thing, but they're figuring out a way where you can take somebody and look at their history in terms of what websites they've been on and advertise by that. So you have people that are going to these environmental websites saying that they want to protect the environment, they're concerned about it. And if you have a product that specifically is for that, specifically a product that is green, I mean, that's exactly the person that you want to target to. So as of right now, in my opinion, I think that the best way to do that, the best way to utilize the audience targeting is with the banner ads. But even still, the banner ad's still a banner ad. It's not somebody that's actively looking for something. For instance, if somebody wanted a green light bulb, they might click on the banner ad and check out your green light bulb product, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a need for it. They have plenty of light bulbs. They don't need one right now. But maybe they think of you as soon as they need another one. So that can be a way that you're able to use it. Right now, Google is in beta. They're trying to introduce this approach into the search engine advertising too. So that way, if there's somebody out there doing a search on Google and they fit your persona, then there's a possibility that you will be advertised to that particular person. So if with all the people that are out there, instead of doing a search engine ad for everybody by keyword, it would be you advertise by keyword, but only if the person fits your persona. So if you have those light bulbs, your ad only pops up if it fits the profile. If there are people that are out there that have been on green websites, environmental websites, that would be the only way that you would be advertised, is if people fit that persona, not just by the keyword. So as of right now, in my opinion, the banner ads, it's a decent way to go. Just keep in mind that when you're doing the banner ads, it's still a long-term thing. There are people that are still at the very tip top of the funnel. The funnel being how close they are to actually making a purchase. If you're doing it by keyword on the search engine, then those people are searching by need, and they're a lot lower in the funnel, and it's a lot more likely that they're going to be calling you and purchasing pretty soon. But for people that you're doing banner ads to, those people might not have even thought about it yet. They might be interested, they might have a need, and it just so happens your banner ad's there and they click on it. There might be a few of those people out there, but for the most part, it's going to be a situation where they're curious, they're interested, they click on it, but they're nowhere near ready yet. So they click on it, you do remarketing, you tag them, you serve banner ads to them every single day, you build top of the mind awareness, brand awareness. You make your brand look good by advertising on all these different websites, and they think like, oh wow, you're a big deal because you're advertising on all these sites that they go on all the time. So it can be effective. It can be I'm hopeful, as there's more data out there and the targeting is more accurate, that these banner ads will be another way that we can produce phone calls for our small business clients. As far as the search engine persona marketing goes, doing search engine advertising for these specific personas, I wouldn't recommend it at this point unless you're in a real niche industry. Just because if you limit, especially if you're targeting just like a 25-mile radius, 20-mile radius around your location, your service area, if you market by persona, you're going to end up paying a lot more per website click because there's just not enough people out there that fit the persona and type in the keyword. So like if you're, for instance, if you're a car service and you're trying to target business executives, and that's the persona that you fit, somebody that's been on like business websites, somebody that's taken an interest in going to say like Fortune or Inc. magazine or something like that. If you have a persona like that, and the only way that your ad is advertised is if somebody types in car service but also fits the persona, you're not going to be advertised that much. You're not going to be advertised that often. And because of that, because there's such a small inventory, such a small group of people that you're advertising to, you're going to spend a lot more per click, which if you spend a little bit more click, then maybe it's worth it, but you're going to end up spending a lot more per click because there's just not enough people out there to advertise to yet that fit that persona. However, in the future, you're probably going to be able to tap into those people a little bit more, and the personas will be a little bit better, to where there's more inventory available. And so that might be something in the future that we can look towards doing, specifically based off of history, based off of as long as people don't delete their cookies and their browsing history, we'll be able to track different websites that people have been to and be able to advertise to those types of people. But as of right now, I don't recommend doing it. I recommend just sticking with the search engines, doing it by keyword, and trying to get the lowest cost per click possible. But it's something to look at in the future, and I think something that's definitely going to be out there a lot more. There are a lot of people that are out there that think that this is the future, that targeting by topic, targeting by personality, by audience, that this is the future, and it's possible, but the cost per click has got to be lower in order to make it viable and in order to make it profitable. For instance, like if you have a taxi service, it's great to target somebody that's been on travel websites lately, but if that cost per click is more, your profit margins are pretty low, especially if you're dealing with Uber out there, which most taxi companies are. Your profit margin's not much to work with. So if you're paying more per click and getting less phone calls for your advertising dollars, that's not going to really help you out. So the cost has got to be lower, but once that happens, it's definitely going to be a tool in our toolkit that we're going to use pretty effectively.